Mr. Trumbauer, I know at this point we allow the administration time to respond or rebut the auditor's recommendation. So the council is scheduled to take a recess until 3 p.m. Is that still an adequate timeline for you, Mr. Trumbauer?
I think Chris Trumbauer, Budget Officer. Thank you, Mr. Chair. I think the auditor referenced this, but we've been working with her pretty closely over the past few days and weeks. We have a pretty good handle on our rebuttal, so I would be comfortable moving up the start time to 2 p.m. That'll give everyone a chance to grab a little lunch. We can do our last minute tune-ups, but I'm good with 2 o'clock if that suits the council.
Is there any objection to 2 p.m. Time for the budget officer from any of the council members? No? All right. Well, in the interest of time, the council stands in recess until 2 p.m. We will see you back here virtually to hear the second portion of this. All right, we will now hear from the administration's rebuttal to the auditor's recommendation. Would like to introduce the budget officer, Chris Trumbauer. Sir, you now have the floor.
Thank you, Mr. Chair, members of the council. For the record, I'm Chris Trumbauer.
Recording in progress.
As promised, we shaved an hour off the time, and so we're hoping to get you out a little bit early today. In the coming moments, you should be receiving via email a summary sheet and some detail of the comments that I'm about to walk through. We were literally dotting I's and crossing T's until about 30 seconds ago, so you should have that very shortly. I believe it will be coming from Assistant Budget Officer Stephen Turow. All in all, when we look at the auditor recommendations, there was $5,440,000 of recurring operating cuts recommended, and $7,620,000 one-time cuts recommended in the general fund. There's obviously other ones in the various special funds and utility funds, but we're going to spend most of our attention on the general fund. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to start walking through. I'm going to start with the auditor's recommendations on operating budget, and I believe I'm going to follow along with the same order that she had in her presentation. So starting on operating with the Office of Central Services, this is the $40,000 cut for fuel oil. We are okay with that. The next one on Office of Central Services, the $200,000 on contractual services cut. The administration disagrees with this. We provide an analysis that shows that this cut would force a larger backlog to renovations and repairs to county facilities, and we will provide the council with that analysis shortly. So that's one we disagree with. On the next one is supplies and materials in central services. That was a $30,000 cut we're okay with. Bear with me for 1 second. I'm going to move to a larger screen so I can see everything on one. Here we go. Okay, so we're going to move on.
Are you reading from your summary, or are you reading from?
I'm reading to the color-coded operating sheet.
Okay.
If it's helpful, I can share my screen. Is that something the council would prefer? Yes.
Yes, please.
Okay.
Because I don't think we have that document yet.
Yeah, I was hoping you'd have it.
Mr. Trumbauer, it was just sent to me. I just added it to the shared folder, and I will bring it up on screen if you'd like me to.
Oh yeah, let's do that. That way I'm not talking and driving at the same time, because that can get ugly. Okay, so that's the summary sheet. And I went through that a little bit. So I believe if you move on, you'll start to see our color-coded recommendations. Yes, okay. As you can see, we went through great care to make it large enough print that you could read.